Hi, everybody. I'm Kira, the teen librarian at PCCLD, and specifically at Rawlings. You'll notice that I'm in a different place. The library is very empty and very quiet. You also notice I'm looking more casual because there's nobody here. So I'm actually in a different place. I may look a little weird, but it's nice to sit here, even if my camera doesn't get it, because there's like tons of natural light pouring in. And because it's so quiet, I'm just in the quiet area of the library. Before I talk about the book, I want to encourage everybody to register for tomorrow night's Native American Heritage Month event. Kelly Holmes will be presenting. She's amazing. She lives in Denver. She launched Native Max magazine when she was 20 or 20 something. She is an amazing person who's going to talk about her heritage and the role it's played in everything, which is a lot, she's accomplished. And I really want people to be there to hear about this. And I need people to register for that event. We don't have very many registrations. So I know it's Friday night, but you can't do anything. You're going to be sitting at home anyway, everybody. Or maybe, on your way home from work. But please register. It's at 6 o'clock. I'm so excited about it. I just want lots of people to be there to see it. So, yes, please do that. Now, there's some people chatting in the background because they're going downstairs. They're my coworkers and I love them. But today, I'm going to be introducing this book, which is an Indigenous People's History of the United States for young people. I'm going to look at my notes here. Excuse me. It was originally written by Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz, and it's been adapted by Jean Mendoza and Debbie Reese. I'm going to be very honest with you. I have not finished the book. It was difficult to finish it in a week when you've got all kinds of other commitments, plus 2 kittens who basically just dominate all of your time at home. But I read enough to definitely recommend it. And I'm going to tell you a few reasons why. So, yes, I was in school a long time ago. I'm old. Yes, I know. But more than anything from my U.S. history class, maybe not more than anything, but something I remember is the word manifest destiny just being like pounded into my head. And as the authors of this book sort of point out, my memory fits quite well with the origin story that Europeans who settled this land sort of developed and passed along, right? That the nation of the United States is exceptional and that its existence from sea to shining sea was actually destiny. And what this book outlines is the construction of this myth and its patent falsity, essentially. And the fact that the colonization, the establishment of the United States, the westward expansion of the United States were nothing short of genocide. And the book documents how many of the sacred founding fathers of this nation sort of explicitly called for this genocide, or as Thomas Jefferson put it, the extirpation of the natives. And, you probably, I don't know if you've taken U.S. history, but I remember reading about like countless treaties made, right, between the U.S. government and indigenous nations that ended conflicts when these indigenous folks were defending the land that they inhabited and stewarded. But the fact of the matter was, every time they signed one of these treaties, they knew the more people would settle beyond whatever border they made up. And something I quite enjoyed that was in the book was that the Muskogees of what is now Georgia had a name for these squatters beyond these sort of fake borders in the treaties, which translated in English was people greedily grasping after the land. Now, pretty much everything I've told you so far about this book is a little misleading because, yes, it corrects what has been omitted or mistold about the history of the United States from a European perspective. Yes, it does that. But more importantly than that, it tells history in detail from the perspective of the indigenous nations that fought and continue to fight with astonishing resilience against the efforts to take, commodify, and abuse the land that they inhabited and stewarded rather than abused. And, you know, they fight against these efforts to destroy their very complex civilizations, and if to kill, if not their bodily lives, then their religions, their languages, and their cultures. There are countless examples over the history of the United States of America of these attempts being made. And what's quite amazing is how hard and how long these indigenous nations fought. And the other word I've used a lot is stewardship, right? Land they inhabited and stewarded. That's because their relationship with the land was very different from what has been the relationship with the land since its seizure by colonizers, or yes, they were colonizers, even if the United States existed. Because the United States has seen land as a commodity, as something to be used, as something to take from, whereas the indigenous nations stewarded it, right? You know, it allowed their survival, and they made sure that they were giving to it as it was giving to them, that they were protecting it. They were protecting its wellness. Anyway, I haven't gone into a lot of the details in the book. It's a very detailed book from perspectives of countless indigenous nations as they dealt with invading United States settlers. And there are a lot of moments where they sort of raise certain little issues that and their little sidebars. They're sort of, have you ever thought about this? Think about this question. Try and think of more examples of this. They're great. They really get you thinking about how you might think about the history of the United States, or about indigenous peoples, or about the language we use. And yeah, I think it's a great book. It isn't one that I would speed read, and I didn't. Sometimes I try to speed read if I have a book talk, but this one you just shouldn't, and I refuse to. So that's why I didn't finish it. But I will finish it because it's a great book, and it will open your eyes in lots of ways. That might make you angry, but also it's good to have your eyes opened. And it's good to have what you learned in school challenged. I definitely believe that, because that's what learning is. You know, that's what school should be about. It's about learning how to learn, how to open your eyes, how to think critically. So if it's critical of what you learn in school, that's okay, because school is about learning how to learn and learning how to be critical. So definitely recommend this book. I actually have my own copy, so it's in the library. You can get it curbside. I don't know if it's and if we have it on e-resource. I should have looked that up, but I didn't. So that's my chat about an Indigenous people's history of the United States for young people. Definitely something that everyone should read, either the original or the one for young people. And yeah, so check it out. Now that we're sort of shut down to the public, it's kind of weird in here. It's really quiet, and I don't know, seems wrong. But we're trying to do the best we can for everybody, for everybody's health in Pueblo. This virus is, kicking our bums, and we've got to protect ourselves till we can get these vaccines. So take care of yourselves, okay? I know how exhausted we all are with doing what we're supposed to do. I know how tiring it is. And I know mentally it's just so hard to be away from your friends, to not be able to just hang around, hang out together and kick it. It sucks. But we've got to keep doing it. And mask up when you go out. Stay 6 feet away from everybody except who lives in your household. And do what you're supposed to do as much as it stinks, because it's the only way we're going to make it through this. I also just want to let you know that I am thinking of you, not just your physical health, but your mental health. I know how hard this is. I might not know exactly how you're feeling, but I can imagine how hard it must be to be away from your friends, to not be able to just hang out with your friends. I know it's hard, and I bet a lot of you feel really isolated. And I know it doesn't help for some strange person who you've never met to say that I wish that I could physically be hanging out with you. But your friends wish it too. Try to stay in touch however you can stay in touch. FaceTime or whatever the other ones are. Text, talk on the phone, write letters to each other. That's actually really fun. And if you're in trouble, ask for help. And if you can't ask for help, somebody in your life, call Colorado Crisis Services. They'll talk to you. They'll listen to you. They won't judge you, okay? But take care of yourselves. This will end. Eventually, this will end. And you will be able to hang out with your friends. And you will be able to go to school. And things will be better. But you got to hang on. And if you don't feel like you can, please call a crisis center. Take care of yourselves, okay? It is going to end. It might not feel like it right now, but it is. Okay. Anyway, I care about you guys. Even though I've never met you, I miss you. And that's all I got to say today. So, have a good weekend, since you don't have school tomorrow. And play some video games. Hang out virtually with your friends. Enjoy the outdoors as long as you're not with a bunch of people. I'm going to sign off. And the library misses you. Take care. You guys rock. Bye-bye.